Nice to meet you. It's been a while.
Yes.
So I have some questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
What are the three most important questions most important to you in today's property market?
Oh, crikey, that's an interesting one. Three things. Well, obviously a lot of people ask me what's happening to the market, and at this moment in time I think we've seen a drift in house prices. I think they've come down in the UK by about 10%, might go down a little bit more, but I think that's not affected the demand. There's enough money out there, and we are seeing people still committing to purchase property. They're just being a little bit more careful. So that's one thing, particularly look at prices. I mean, just make sure you're buying at the right price if that's what you're doing. If you're selling, you just got to be prepared to consider a slightly lower price than you would have got a year ago. But I think the market is probably going to stabilise and be okay for the next 12 months. Might be a slight drift, but otherwise I don't think we're going to see serious difficulties.
Okay.
Oh, there's three things. You wanted me to say three things?
Yeah, why not?
I think finance is one of the things to look at. There are several people who have come out of the market, certainly for the buy-to-let side of things, and we're only starting to see a drift back to buy-to-let now the interest rates have firmed up for the 5-year fixed rates. So I think it's interesting to look at the various providers for mortgage finance. There's a little bit more activity out there as the market sort of gets that little bit more confident. And so I can't think of a third thing. Two things are enough.
So as a beginner, what is the most important in this current market then?
Oh, I think from a beginner is always the same. Due diligence. You just got to look at everything before you commit, and don't be frightened to ask questions of people who've already done it. You know, I think don't be afraid to talk to a professional. Talk to the agent, talk to other people who are in the same field, because they've gone through the process.
Yeah. And what about those who've experienced like you?
Experience like me, I think definitely talk to me if you're buying. If I'm buying, I'll follow the same criteria. Do my homework first, and don't be prepared to pay more than you should for something. If you set your limits, don't get dragged along by anybody else's views. Just consider your own thoughts before you commit.
Okay, great answers. And then a final question: how is the market in the auction room now, percentage-wise? How is the temperature?
Temperature. I mean, it dipped towards the tail end of 2022. I think there was a lot of political uncertainty and economic uncertainty, but now things have stabilised. I think the British market is certainly looking a little bit more positive. Interest rates are still drifted up on the short-term lending, but 5 years fixed rates have come down, which is encouraging. So the banks are actually indicating to us that the market is going to stabilise, and I think that's a good thing. We can now predict yields a lot better for properties. So I think if you're coming into the market for rent, just work out your margins. But if you're looking to buy and flip, just leave yourself a little bit of extra margin, so there's a little bit more meat in the deal. Don't work to too short and smaller margins. But definitely I'd be looking to buy in this market, because I think there's some really good deals out there at the moment. And percentage-wise, we're selling typically around 70% of the stock that we put to auction in the auction room on auction day. And after the auction, there are some good deals to pick up some more properties afterwards. So, you know, I think percentages will rise to about 80% of our lot stock will sell in each auction cycle.
So you're not seeing people doing like they did in the pandemic, flipping houses at the auction? Have they stopped that?
There are some people who are still trying to flip. There's not as much margin in it for those people who are just buying to sell on, and I think you've got to be a bit careful because there's a lot of add-on fees that you're getting involved with. When you buy to flip, you've got stamp duty, double solicitors costs, and other costs to take into consideration. So I think the flipping market is perhaps not quite as prevalent as it perhaps was a year or 2 years ago.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Do you have anything you want to say? more?
Anything I want to say? No, I think talking is really good. Talk to anybody in the property business, because by exchanging information with each other, you'll grow your knowledge of the property market, and that will be, without a doubt, a big benefit if you end up buying or selling property, because you'll have knowledge, and knowledge is key.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Cheers.